Welcome to this 20-minute Hatha yoga flow for joy and inner peace. This is an energizing sequence to help us welcome a new day of wonder. We'll get started today lying down on our backs in Shavasana, taking your time, relaxing the legs, the arms, turning the palms to face skywards, perhaps closing the eyes, giving yourself permission to detach from whatever was going on before this moment, allowing yourself to release from any obligations you might have for afterwards. You might like to place one palm on the belly and the other on the heart space, facilitating a deeper connection to the breath. Noticing how you are feeling in this very moment. Accepting yourself lovingly as you are. From here, we are going to bend our knees and place our feet down on the earth towards the edge of the mat. You might like to extend your arms out at shoulder height, palms on the earth. And on your next exhalation, mindfully lower your knees to the right as you turn your gaze to the left. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, knees to the left and gaze to the right. A few more times. Beginning to wake up the outer hips, the spinal column. And doing your best to keep your shoulders grounded. Noticing how the body is responding to this movement. Let's go for one more round on either side. From here, returning the knees to face skywards, placing your feet hip-width distance apart, heels under the knees, extending the arms the length of the body. And let's prepare for a bridge lift. Pressing firmly into the feet. Inhale, raise the pelvis, the lower back, the mid-back. Squeezing the glutes at the top. Engaging the hamstrings, the inner thighs. Exhale, lower down vertebra by vertebra. Reconnecting with the breath. And let's go again, lifting up. Doing your best to create a diagonal line between the knees, the hips, and the shoulders. Lowering down. And again, inhale, lift. Softening the facial features, the shoulders. Feeling the strength of the posterior chain. Stay up for a breath. Can you raise your pelvis a little higher? Beautiful work. Exhale, lower down. You have the option to continue with a traditional bridge lift. Otherwise, for this next round, we'll add on. On your inhalation, raise the pelvis. And from here, we're going to place our palms underneath the sacrum, fingertips facing towards the outside, supporting your pelvis. Taking a moment to ensure that the elbows are aligned with the shoulders and the wrists. grounding down through the left foot. Inhale, raise the right knee, and you might like to straighten your leg, pointing and flexing the foot. Feeling the strength of your left glutes. Breathe. Engaging the quadriceps of the right leg to help you keep it straight. Well done. Mindfully rebend the knee, return your foot to the earth. And let's go on the other side, left knee to chest. Raise your leg. Coming into Ekapada Setubandha Sarvangasana. Steady breaths, steady focus. Great work, mindfully returning your left sole of the foot to the earth. Keep the pelvis elevated. Interlace your fingers together behind the back, extending the arms. Drawing the shoulder blades close to one another, opening the heart space. And let's again come up into our single-legged bridge lift, raising the right leg. For this variation, you might like to keep your foot flexed, pressing firmly into your heel. This is going to help you engage the muscles along the back of the leg. Exhale, right foot to the earth. And when you're ready, raise the left knee. Well done. Rebend the left knee, return the left sole of the foot to the earth. Extend the arms the length of the body and lower down one vertebra at a time. Knees to chest, and you might like to gently sway from side to side. From here, interlacing your fingers around your right shin, extending the left leg, wind-relieving posture, Purvottanasana. And let's come into a supine spinal twist. Using your left palm to guide the right knee to the left as you gaze to the right. Keeping the shoulders grounded. One more breath. Return your gaze skywards. Guide the knees to the chest, and let's find wind-relieving posture in the opposite direction. Feeling the beautiful release for the hips. And let's find our supine spinal twist. Mindfully unraveling, guiding the knees to the chest, palms onto the thighs. Let's begin to create some spinal waves, rolling back and forth, massaging out the vertebral column, taking as many rolls as you would like. And when you're ready, rocking up into boat pose Navasana, resting on the glutes. You have the option to place your palms on the earth or extend the arms out in front. For a full expression, keep the legs straight, engage the quadriceps, glue the heels, the knees, and the inner thighs together. Lengthen the crown of the head. If this feels like too much, know that you can keep your shins parallel to the earth. Feel the strength of your hip flexors, of the abdominals. And let's lower down into a half boat. Inhale, rise, boat pose. Exhale, half boat. Lowering the back onto the earth, keeping the abdominals engaged. Gluing your belly button to the spine. Let's go again. Moving with intention. One more round. Stay low and breathe. And rise up, cross the legs, place your palms on the earth, and let's come into child's pose. Joining the big toes together, widening the knees towards the edge of the mat as you sink your hips towards your heels, reaching the arms out in front, and resting your forehead on the mat. Noticing if the mind has begun to wander, guiding your attention towards the here and now. Inhale, rise up into a tabletop. Engage the abdominals, aligning the wrists with the shoulders, knees with the hips. Inhale, open the chest, arch the back, gaze up. Exhale, curl and round, press into the palms, chin to chest. Flowing through cat and cow a few more times. Well done. Returning the spine to a neutral alignment. Grounding into the right palm. Inhale, raise the left arm skywards, gaze up. Exhale, guide your left arm between your right arm and your right leg, lowering onto your left shoulder, the side of your face. You might like to guide your right arm behind your back and rest your palm between the crevice of your thigh and your belly, coming into Purvottanasana, twisted child's pose. This is a beautiful grounding posture. Mindfully release. We'll meet in tabletop position, one breath here. And let's find Purvottanasana in the opposite direction. Finding your expression. Inhale and gently release from the posture, coming into tabletop, tucking the right toes under, gliding the right foot back. You might like to shift your weight forwards and backwards, stretching out the calf and the Achilles. And from here, floating your right leg up to hip height, keeping the foot flexed, raising your left arm, bird dog. The toes and the kneecap of the right leg are facing towards the earth. Reaching your left fingertips as far in front as possible. Exhale, lower down, and let's find this on the other side. Know that you have the option to keep your left foot grounded, if you'd like, raising it to hip height, and maybe raising the arm, keeping the hip bones facing towards the earth, engaging the lower abdominals, feeling the strength of the back body, turning on the glutes and the hamstrings. One more breath. And gently release. Tuck the toes under, walk the palms out in front, and let's rise up into our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Gazing between the feet. If this is your first down dog for today, you might like to invite some movement into your experience. Keeping the arms engaged, spreading the fingertips wide and pressing firmly into the palms, into the finger pads. From here, elevate the heels and begin to mindfully walk your feet towards the top of the mat. From here, bending the knees considerably and coming into ragdoll. Grabbing a hold of opposite elbow with opposite palm and gently swaying the torso from side to side. Feeling a beautiful release for the back. Softening the neck, palms on the earth. Inhale, find length, Adho Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. And again, finding your cadence. Know that you have the option to place your palms on your shins for a little bit more accessibility. Squeezing the glutes every time you find length. And on your next inhalation, mindfully rising up into mountain pose. Raising the arms overhead, joining the palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. Relax the arms the length of the body, palms facing forwards. Close the eyes. Feel yourself rooting into the earth as you reach your crown of the head towards the sky. Find your foundation. From here, heel toe your feet towards the outer edges of your mat, toes facing out on a diagonal, palms at heart center. Exhale, lower down into Malasana, Yogi Squat. Pressing your triceps towards the inner thighs. Turning on the abdominals, the pelvic floor. We don't want to hammock into this posture. We want to channel energy upwards. And mindfully lower your sits bones down onto the mat. Beautiful work. Placing the feet on the earth, palms behind the shoulders, knees are hip-width distance apart. We're going to come up into a reverse tabletop. You can play around with the positioning of your hands. On your next exhalation, raise the pelvis, raise the torso, and doing your best to align your knees, your hips, and your shoulders, squeezing the glutes, gazing up. If it's in your practice, you can always drop your head back to gaze behind you, respecting your possibilities for today. Raise the hips a little higher and gently release. Well done. You might like to stretch out the wrists, taking any movement that feels good. You have the option to continue with the same variation, or we'll come into a reverse plank. This time joining the legs together, grounding down through the heels, pointing the toes. Inhale to prepare, and exhale, raise up, sending the hips skywards, guiding the head back, raising the chest, opening the heart space. If you have the mobility, guiding your toes towards the earth. This is our final bit of strength work for today. Feel the energy coursing through your body. And gently lower down. Beautiful work. Keeping the legs extended, flex the feet. We're going to come into a forward fold, finding length with the spinal column, turning on the quads. If this is too much, know that you can stay upright. And from here, point the toes and melt atop of your legs, coming into a spinal flexion. Allow yourself to find softness and surrender. Beautiful work, placing your palms under your shoulders and gently unraveling the spine. From here, keeping your left leg straight, guiding your right foot towards the outer edge of your left thigh and coming into a spinal twist. Placing your left tricep against the outer edge of your left thigh, right palm behind you as you gaze backwards. And gently release, return the gaze forwards. Re-extend the right leg and let's find our spinal twist in the opposite direction. Great work, friends. In your own time, coming into a comfortable seated position, rolling the shoulders back, closing the eyes. Inhale, raise the arms skywards. Exhale, bend to the right, lateral spinal flexion, lowering onto your forearm. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend over to the left, stretching the side body. Let's go for one more round on each side. Well done. Roll the shoulders back. And in your own time, joining the palms together at heart center. Thanking yourself for showing up today. Let us take one mindful breath to close practice. Inhaling through the nostrils and exhaling out through the mouth. Sigh it all out. Sending you love and light. May you be well. May you experience true peace and joy. Namaste.